Well, since I had so much luck getting the old pine needle Lesabre running, I figured it'd only be right before this thing goes to see if I can make this one run. First thing first, though, clear all this crap in front of it, and then probably take down some of these limbs so I can get to the trunk and see if I can make that fuel pump work, because it does crank, just not getting any fuel up here. So I'm going to start on clearing out some of this and then get into the trunk, see if we can make this thing run. Well, there we go, a couple of limbs knocked down and we got all sorts of working room and all sorts of junk in the trunk. Yeah, we'll clean this thing out, and I think the fuel pump access is right up there, so we'll dig into it. Maybe we'll find some goodies, probably not. Looks like a bunch of junk to me, but we'll see what's in there. Well, I did find a couple of neat things. Got a little extra tool kit, and then a little tool for changing the belt. Nice to have. But that is our fuel pump access cover. Looks like it's kind of crusty on there. I don't know what that is, but I'll get a 7mm. We'll pull that off and take a look. Alright, well, went ahead and I got that cover off and pulled one of the fuel lines, the feed line, turned the key, and no gas is coming out. So I'm going to assume that pump is bad. I'm not going to test it electrically, I don't think, because I can't turn the key and get back here to check it fast enough, and I can't be bothered to jump the relay. So we're just going to say the pump's bad, and I'm going to snag the other one out of the silver Buick, assuming that it works, and toss it in here and see if we can get a running car. Well, alright, before I went ahead and started tearing that one apart, I hooked the battery up, turned the key, and didn't hear the fuel pump run. It did it a bunch. Never heard it make any noise. Just double check. I went up front and saw that there was no fuel pressure, so I'm thinking that that pump is probably no good either, unfortunately. So no sense in tearing into that. I'll have to go back to the other one and come up with some sort of plan. Don't know what I'm going to do yet, but we'll figure something out. Alright, I got the fuel pump out and kind of tore apart here. You can see, I don't know if you can see that, but inside there's all them little blobs, and there's little blobs here from the old fuel, gunking everything up. But I went ahead and stuck my screwdriver in there and spun them little vanes. I'm hoping that it was just some goo in there locking it up, because I could kind of hear something when I was jumping it, but it wasn't going all the way around. So got that to spin free. I think I'm going to try putting it back together, plugging it in, and seeing if it makes noise or if it just is broken. It's worth a shot anyway. I don't think the one on the other car is any better than this, so we'll try to bring this one back. Well, unfortunately, no dice. That motor's just not having it. Yeah, have to come up with another plan. Not sure what yet. Well, seeing as I'm getting rid of the car, and the guy I'm selling it to is probably gonna not even use that tank and just run a fuel cell, it doesn't really make any sense to put a fuel pump in it. But I'm gonna do it anyway because I want to see it run. Plus you guys get a video, but really I just want to see it run. So got myself El Cheapo Amazon water pump, or fuel pump, and we're gonna slap her in. See if we get this stupid thing running. Alright, I'm starting to run out of daylight, but fuel pump is in. Since it was a cheap Chinese deal, I had to splice in a different connector to make that work. But hopefully that'll work. Lock ring's not really locked, but that's fine. Should be good enough to test it. Got the battery in it. So let's, I guess, crank her and see if she goes. Check and make sure I got my, yep, I got my relay in there again. Oh, and I can hear it run. Hopefully it ain't leaking. We'll run her a few times to get the fuel up to the rail. Boom! She's a runner. How do you like that? Nice. We're not even spraying fuel everywhere. Sweet. Alright, I get my tools out of here, I guess, and set up the camera, and maybe we'll see if she'll move. I bet you she will. Oh, she's a runner, man. Plug that thing back in. Alright, let's see if she'll get out of here. Alright, let's see if she'll make it out of here. This one's only been sitting here 3-4 years, so shouldn't be too bad in theory. We'll find out. Got much for brakes, and it appears I have at least one flat tire, 2 flat tires, 3 flat tires, 4 flat tires, but look, drove out of there no problem. Maybe we'll put some air in them and go for a little burn. 187,000 miles, drives like a brand new car, aside from the flat tires, of course. Pretty good luck with these Buicks. Now this will make an enduro car. Alright, I think we'll get her up to the shop and just pump up the tires. Maybe I'll go back in the trunk and secure that fuel pump a little better, but because I imagine there's gas sloshing out of it, but I don't care. Well, she sure ain't pretty, but she runs. I think now that I got a little bit of air in the tires, yeah, they're all holding well enough. I think we should take her for a little burn down the driveway. Maybe. I ain't got much for brakes, but we don't need those. That's the beauty about these old Buicks. If they start, you can just drive them. You don't need to check oil or coolant or brake fluid or anything like that. You just run them. It'll be fine. Seeing as I have very little brakes, I don't think I'll get on it too much. But runs like I parked it yesterday. Stops like I parked it because it had no brakes. It's fine. Yep, gets up and goes right through the mud like nobody's business. She's a runner, man. See if I can get turned around here without crashing. Oh, okay, power steering fluid. I may need some of that. That's fine. Open her up a little bit. Yeah, maybe a little bit after I get through these puddles. We'll stab her. Oh yeah. Power. Not so much wool, but she got go. And I got almost 3/8 of a tank of gas. Man. This guy's getting a deal. Alright, let's park her for now, and yeah, That'll be the last of the Lesabre, I think. Boom, boom.